the star stop, it's an array, it's a galaxy actually today. This is literally the largest section of stars that I've had on the show. So super excited. Some gentlemen I've known for some time, some I've got to know a little bit better, some I'm meeting for the first time. So this is always going to be fun. My name is Salil. Hansal sir, thank you so much for joining me. Pratik, from a distance, thank you so much for joining us. Kashmira, my first time meeting you, thank you so much for joining me. Rushad. So we've met, but not really met, whether it be a gym, whether it be television for 20 years. So good to see you, sir. And Talat sir, thank you so much for seeing us.
My pleasure.
Before we start with anything, the one captain of the ship who's always there, and it's been strategically placed also, the two of you. You're responsible for perhaps the biggest colossal that's happened on television and OTT for many years, continues forever. You ruined background scores for us, sir, because of your because of scam. It continued forever. Reels and TikToks forever continued. Do you understand the contribution, Hansal sir, that you've given to 15-second videos in the last 3 years? Do you understand that contribution?
I haven't had time to process that.
Right.
So the contribution it has made to my life is that I have suddenly realized that free time is very valuable.
We speak about the power of audience choice. OTT did that. Gives the power of audience choice. You struggled with your choice being put across to people for some time. Then your film started to do really well. And then you moved forward. I think we managed to reach a larger platform with online because it has longevity. But do you think audience choice is overrated? Or do you think that now it's the king? It wasn't the king with films, as we all know, although we were made to believe it was.
I think ultimately it is the communication between the filmmaker and the audience. Something that is straight from your heart will reach the people it is intended to reach. So I think it is more about intention, and your intention has to be pure first, and that purity reaches. Whether you want to make a blockbuster, it has to be made with that intention. It has to be a KGF has to be made with the intention to make a KGF. And with complete purity, with complete conviction. I think it is conviction, and that conviction sort of
pulls through.
It communicates with the audience. Scan was that we made it with conviction. People said कि क्या ये risk है तो risk है, but वही है risk है तो risk
नहीं, कोई risk नहीं था, बन ही गया ये जनाब जो it seems like you're almost in a rush to change your identities. Immediately when I saw Bhai, I remember it was a different identity. This is a different identity. You confuse one cameraman of mine. Is that also the case? I don't think they understand how much work that you put in, Pratik, for the years. Now that they're seeing different versions of you, some are probably watching, say, your scam for the first time. Itna alag ho gaya. So their assumption is that I want to put a variety of roles quickly out there. Is that your real, idea or no?
No, so my idea is to create different characters, not in particular time frame though. But
jaldi ho raha hai.
हाँ, jaldi हो रहा है. So I am in the best phase of my life where I am being lucky to get different characters and lucky to get good stories to be part of.
This Bhai is a very good story. We'll come to that. Obviously, we've seen nothing of it. I've only got, the one sometimes that happens to me is when you get a short time frame to make a film, is it more challenging for the filmmaker? Is it more challenging for the audience to try and grasp what is being said in that 30, 40, 45 minutes? Or for the performers? Kashmira, thanks so much for joining us. You meet a gentleman like Hansal sir who has like not a bank vault, he has the RBI of experience as far as making important cinema. Actors have like a list. In लोगों के साथ काम करना है. He was there on many people's list earlier, but of course his stocks have also risen a lot in the last 2-3 years.
Absolutely.
How did this happen between the two of you, and how did you come on board?
It just happened. I think I was just there thanks to Mukesh Chabra.
Yeah.
I got a call from them and they're like, Hansal sir is making this film. And you don't really
After
question.
that he just, yes, done.
Like, I'd love to be part of it. You don't even question it, you just like say,
But,
okay.
but when you know that it was not a full-length feature, let's put it that way.
Right.
Then will that thought cross your mind, I need to be really power-packed in this few minutes that I get?
See, it depends on who you're working with, right?
Yeah.
So to me, the length of a role has never mattered.
Yeah.
I have done small parts, I have done lead parts. So for me, I think it's important with the kind of people you're working with.
Right.
And you get to learn so much from them. So I think it's the experience and of course it's the character. If, it's a powerful, impactful character.
It works, man. Like
The
I said,
time-
the ISI mark is here, so it works.
Yeah, the length of
And
it does.
this ISI mark also is on you, brother. You've been a good, strong soldier in television for years, and it's been fantastic. People sort of वो नजरअंदाज कर देते हैं longevity को. You know how long you have to keep on at it, and it works very well. You had some fantastic roles in television.
Thank you.
Now when you have Hansal sir coming in also from a television background, is the platform of OTT very like enriching for an actor, क्योंकि मिल जाता है समय, छोटा भी अगर हो,
Correct.
उसमें भी ज़्यादा टाइम मिल जाता है खेलने के लिए.
Of course. So see, the thing is that coming to you saying Hansal sir has been on everyone's wish list.
Yeah.
He's been on my wish list since way before Scam and
Yeah,
everything
of
happened.
course.
I still remember sending a message out to Hansal sir on Facebook. I don't know if you ever read
अच्छा
it.
cold calling.
ये मेरी पुरानी आदत है.
अच्छा.
So the thing is that I mean, when, like she said, when Mukesh Chabra's team called and they said that you're being considered, and I didn't even bother asking kya, kitna, what's the length, what is it. Coming to your question, yes, everyone wants to do better at what they're doing. So I mean, I essentially have that TV tag attached to me, and I'm not ashamed of it at all. I'm still doing TV.
Yeah.
But it's just that now the kind of content that is being made on OTT, what happens is that it somewhere satisfies the creative person in you,
Yeah.
which for a long time on TV you have to let go of.
Yeah.
You know, for various
course,
reasons,
for money
monetary-
reasons
for
also.
money reasons,
Yeah, it
for
works, yeah.
visibility, for whatever it is. You know, so now that I mean I'm part of an ensemble like this, I mean I couldn't be happier, and I just wish to grow from here.
You're actually part of just a small part of the ensemble.
Yes.
क्योंकि actually the 6 कमरे हैं, there's 6 rooms that have the entire ensemble. But when we talk about people doing diverse roles, Salil sir, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, you are the most diverse person.
Even I don't know what to say.
It's fantastic. You know why? Because you're an actor, you're a ghazal singer, you're a person who's been there forever. And not just that, and then you come into an OTT as well. Is this also like, how should I say this? This is a nice stickler for your, talent. हो जाता है. I can do a lot of this also.
यार क्या है बताता हूँ आपको. Lot of people, they slot you. Okay,
Yes,
singer
yes,
and singer maybe he's only a ghazal singer. He's
Right.
not this. So अभी I have done acting a bit, but
Of
when
course.
I was approached for this, and exactly through Mukesh, and when I was told that he is directing it, so I said, script वगैरह नहीं चाहिए मुझे. I know it will be sensitive because I know this man is very sensitive. He's a musical man. You know, the first thing we did on the set, you know what happened?
No.
First day on the set, I go up, floors in the whole building. He's sitting there. There's controlled chaos on the film set, right? तो हम मिलते हैं कैसे चलो भाई बैठे and then we start singing.
Wow.
It was an amazing
That was the first. Forget about the script पे क्या scene क्या करना है, करना शुरू कर दिया.
Yeah,
He
Hansal
was,
sir
he was also dressed, मतलब he was, because when he came ना, he was in a शेरवानी.
शेरवानी वगैरह
मुझे शेरवानी तो मुझे लगा अभी गाने आ गए तलत भाई.
और मजे की बात है ये सुर में गाए मेरे साथ.
Wow.
हाँ, कैसे सुकून पाओ तुझे देखने के बाद. तो मकसद कहने का है कि I have this ability and I'm very happy that I was asked to do this and he's taken out the best work because मुझे याद है एक scene में इनकी एक आदत है, the way he operates is something he's very quiet. He's not like ये चाहिए मुझे चाहिए. He observes and then आप एक take देते हैं तो I noticed that he's there and I noticed when he was directing you guys इनका जो expression होता है and he's completely involved in the shot. He doesn't even say cut.
अच्छा.
Have you noticed that?
Your team better be in sync with you. नहीं तो shooting चालू रहेगा. But you're carrying a lot of pressure. You know, there are a lot of these stars for the longest time जब पिक्चरें चलने लग गई. अरे सर आप चलोगे तो 100 करोड़ है. स्क्रीन पर आओगे तो 200 है. पिक्चर रिलीज होगी 300 है. सर आपके साथ ये भी होगा. अभी हंसल है तो इट्स ओके.
मेरे पे कोई प्रेशर नहीं है. I just go there
Right.
to enjoy myself
Yeah.
because I spend 12 hours on a film set
Right.
and I spend lesser time at home. So this is home, and if I don't enjoy, I just go there, I enjoy myself. I've seen
But
enough.
Is there any change? I know that there was a struggle about 7-8 years back.
The struggle
Now
is
that
still
it's
there.
come beautifully to you, you've got the accolades, you're getting all these critically acclaimed films, you got the box office success. How is there no change?
Because even then, I enjoyed myself. वो making, failure became a habit. So I said I might as well enjoy it. So, enjoying has become a habit, not failure or success.
I like it that way.
Yeah.
But when you've enjoyed the success, then you can talk like this. When you're having the failure, nobody really cares if you say I'm enjoying the failure. It works. Somebody who hasn't seen failure in a while, but will also, you will be judged a lot, Pratik. They will say that it's not measuring up, it's not this. How are you fighting those demons? By अच्छी है, वाह, buts sir. ऐसे buts जो आएंगे आपके, how will you handle that?
So I have always felt that my job is to create different characters and keep experimenting. Experiments, even if it fails, it will still be called experiments. So that's okay, and I know that how experiments work.
This relationship is also very special. Will you forever, like, you know how you have people's photographs in the house? इनकी वजह से डाला हुआ इनका फोटो आपने करके हंसल सर की वजह से सब चेंज हो गया.
बहुत बार.
उसको फोटो रखना पड़ता है क्योंकि मैं कई बार गायब हो जाता हूँ.
आज यहाँ पर है वही बहुत है.
Really, yeah, no, this time completely aware. Well, you know how? Let's just explain to you what modern love is. It's different films, and they might just come together. The reason I say might with a little hesitancy is because obviously I haven't seen the bit. And each director, which is fantastic, big directors, all of them doing their own stories, they brought it together, and that's the beauty of it when you're going to watch it. Because, like I said, in the West they've already made 2 seasons out of it. So, of course, the cast and the crew in front, and the captain of the ship, Hansal sir, with us. When you saw this, are you looking at an international series also and then wondering, "Acha, ye uski tarah hai." After you get the call from Mukesh, then you go check, "Acha, kya kis cheez ke liye phone kiya hai?" And did you do that, Kashmira? Did you check that as well?
So I had seen the first season of Modern Love and I'd really liked it.
Yeah.
So, no, I actually didn't do that. I was just excited about being a part of, you know, an ensemble like this and just...
And you've been a part of lots of fantastic ensembles. You're part of Zangura. Now, I live in
right.
Delhi.
Yes.
So I know how fantastic you are. You know, anybody who's been part of a musical and that has done for years and years. Gaurav is a very close friend of mine. Pratik has done lots of theatre. Hansal sir as well.
Yes.
Everyone. This must seem like a cakewalk for you. And उसमें इतना सब कुछ याद रखना पड़ता है, where the lights and everything is. Acting must, let me be honest, it must be really easy for you. What the audience perceives
Well,
is
they're
fine.
very different mediums, but yes, Zangura, it was a very... I had to put in a lot. It was a lot of investment and it was a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
And there were things that I was doing for the first time which I hadn't done earlier, like aerials and dance and all of that. Though dancing has always been a part of my life since I was a kid. But yes, Zangura was actually a lot of hard work.
And the crux of this is much simpler here.
No, not at all. I think they're 2 completely different mediums. So I think you have to put in that much of passion and hard work in anything you do. So I believe in that.
No, but it works very well. Rushad, when you're, I say a lot of actors or even are like cricketers. You're performing very well, you're smashing it in the domestic league, and then when you come to the international level, पहली ball पर 4 or 6 मारने का बड़ा मन कर जाता है, because there again you have to establish credentials on a set. First day थोड़ा सा nerves always रहता है कि हाँ है नाम सुना है, but did that happen? Do you have the first day nerves ever on a set?
I did have the first day nerves right from the walk from the hotel to where we were got on set. But the minute I saw Hansal sir and Pratik and the way the warmth with which he met everyone, and then the whole atmosphere was really easy. And that's when I knew, it's not that I knew I didn't have to perform and I didn't want to had to work hard, but I knew that it's going to be, you're going to be made comfortable.
Correct.
And I think that is what is most important for an actor, for any creative person, because I've worked with people who really, are very intimidating. And I had a very recent experience like that. So coming from that set to, meeting a fine gentleman like him, and this entire team is like that.
Right.
I was like, oh, thank you, God. Really, you've got me to the right place.
I have to throw a very old thing that we know about Hansal sir, is a brilliant cook as well. Did you manage to ever eat any of the food that he'd ever made?
I could not cook there because I had Ranveer Brar. तो उन्होंने मौका ही नहीं दिया. For once I was on the receiving end, and Ranveer Brar cooked 2 nihari twice.
Achha.
He cooked yakni once, and he made sevai for Pratik.
So does that become a case? आप मशहूर सिंगर हैं, you have to sing on set. हाँ, रणवीर अच्छे मतलब ब्रिलियंट शेफ है, कुकिंग करना ही पड़ेगा. पता नहीं आपसे डांस करवाया है कि नहीं, ये ऐसा होता है कैसे?
लेकिन रणवीर का कैरेक्टर शेफ का ही था.
तो वैसे ही कुकिंग करी
एक्चुअली वो तो कर. मेरा कैरेक्टर खाने वाला नहीं था. अच्छा. तो मैंने कुछ नहीं खाया इसमें. मैंने सिर्फ एक थप्पड़ मारा है.
Tougher to make a shorter, to put a point across. I know people say it, and in this day and age, it's a ridiculous question where people are putting things across in 30 seconds. But for a filmmaker, can you feel enough satisfaction when you're making a shorter film?
It's like a homecoming to me. I began my career when nobody was giving me work. I started my career as a person who made short films. There was something called You Love Stories.
Yeah.
Way back in 1994, 95, when I just began. So my first work of fiction was a short film. I found my calling there. Otherwise I was happy making cookery shows. I found my calling, through that. These were love stories. And then my entire career as a filmmaker,
Right.
25 years as a filmmaker, people asked me to make gritty dramas. So this was like, sort of a homecoming. I wanted to make love stories.
A lighter vein also.
Yeah, I wanted to make a love story. I wanted to make something that had music, that had happiness, had all the shades. And it was pure, something that was pure, honest, and straight from the heart. And, represent love in some way. Because नहीं तो मतलब यही है, human rights के लिए लड़ रहा है कोई मतलब मर रहा है end में, इसमें कोई नहीं होता.
Yeah, we live in turbulent times. I mean, that unfortunately is the case. But I'm going to wind up, Pratik, with you, since you are the guard of honor, let's put it this way. Is it really as rosy a picture for every actor and technician in the OTT world today? Or is it actually a period of great insecurity also? कि .com boom की तरह, 1-2 साल में जितना कर सकते हो कर लो, बटोर लो. You don't know what's going to happen later. Plus, it's going to be viewed forever. So what's the current scenario like for everyone in the OTT space?
So the way I understand is that this is a very good time for all the creative people from any field, because OTT has given us that space where there is audience for everything. So everything is reaching out to audience and everything is finding its own audience. It's not that the earlier audience was not there. It's just that it was difficult for us to reach out to that particular audience, जिसे हमारा काम शायद पसंद आएगा, जो हमारे काम को देखना चाहेंगे. So OTT has given us that space.
But do you think we need a gap? I mean, this is to everyone in films. We might be stabbing ourselves in the back from theatre to OTT in a very short time span.
I don't think so. See, there will be a correction. There is bound to be a correction, and that will happen. As long as creators, we don't lose our integrity.
Yeah.
We need to maintain our integrity. Let the market will dictate the scale of what we set out to do.
Correct.
But as creators, we will be the same.
Yeah, you won't change it just
we'll
because
be telling
4 weeks later
stories.
it's on OTT.
Yeah, it's going to. We will keep telling stories.
And I think that's what the audience wants to see. It's going to be there forever now. Once it's on OTT, it is there forever. And that's the beauty of it. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank
It's
you.
always sad when I have a shorter time span with a number of people. But like I said, I have a feeling that we're going to end up meeting a lot because there's so much work out there. So take care and I'll see you guys soon. This was Star Stop with me, Salil. Bye-bye.